Open a school, leave a legacy. There are a number of reasons why people set up an international school in different parts of the world. One of them is to satisfy an existing need. We often get contacted by developers or investors who know that their real estate development will be more successful if they have a high quality school in the location. It serves an immediate need, but also it increases significantly the investment of the real estate around that area. Another reason why people set up schools is clearly for investment. You'll be surprised to know that schools can be particularly profitable if they're run very well. But I want to talk to you today about opening a school and leaving a legacy, because that's the most important reason for opening a school, and it's probably the thing that's going to drive its success. We are incredibly passionate about what we do. We take setting up a school and how we manage it very, very seriously, because we know that we will leave a legacy if we run it well. And now more than ever, we need to make sure that schools are of the highest possible quality and that we're preparing children for a rapidly changing future. One of the things that we think about quite often when we set up a school is what the world's going to look like in 20, 30, 40 years' time. We need to plan for the future. And the truth is, it's incredibly hard to predict. I'm 50 years old, and if I think back even 30 years ago, I think about significant changes that have happened around the world and how it's affected my life. I mean, who would have thought that a phone could now be a smartphone, basically a handheld computer? Who would have thought that I can now speak live via video to anyone in any part of the world practically for free? Who would have thought that I might consider not purchasing a car but using Uber and Grab drivers to transport me around a major city? Who would have thought we would be talking about robotics and the potential of non-human driven cars, artificial intelligence? So think about what the world might look like in an additional 20 or 30 years' time. It's important for children to have knowledge and content, but the truth is the textbooks children are currently using are not going to be as relevant in 20 years' time from now. So we need to plan for that. We've all heard the saying, we're preparing children for a world not yet invented. Recently, we've all been dealing with a global crisis, a pandemic crisis, which we know has tested us all. Overnight, the world changed. And we know that the people that succeeded most were those that could quickly change direction and adapt to this incredibly stressful situation. We had car manufacturing companies who very quickly retooled their factories to make ventilators. We had fashion designers who quickly retooled their factories to make face masks. The world had to change overnight, and only those that had the critical thinking skills, the ability to solve problems quickly, succeeded fast. We need to make sure that our schools prepare children for changes, for rapid changes in the world ahead. Do they need to get good grades? Of course they do. You need good grades to get into university. You need to have knowledge, but you need to be able to apply and use that knowledge. So when you are opening a school, you need to understand that you are setting up an environment that's going to leave a legacy to future generations. And what an incredibly exciting opportunity you have to do so. You need to think about what that education model will look like. Will it be about regurgitating basic knowledge and helping children flip through textbooks one page at a time? Would it be helping children to learn to develop critical thinking skills and problem solving skills? The truth is, world leaders don't walk into a room these days with answers. They walk into a room with questions to challenge each other, to solve problems in significant ways. This is how our children need to develop. These are the skills they need. They need to be global citizens. They need to have the interpersonal skills to be able to operate and communicate effectively with people of many different cultures, cultural diversity, generations, around a range of different topics. The truth is, they're going to have many different careers in their lifetime. So when you think about setting up a school, you need to think about how it could be different, not following just convention. What curriculum is best? It depends on the context. It's not just a British school, not just an American school, not just an IB school, not just a Finnish school. It's a school that's relevant for that context. And every school will have a unique voice. Every school will have signature experiences that reflect your vision and passion and the legacy you're planning to leave behind. We need to take this incredibly serious for a couple of reasons, all related to the reasons I mentioned before about why we set up schools. For schools to be successful, you need to be passionate and have a clear vision and mission that's going to leave a legacy. It needs to make smart financial business sense. It needs to satisfy a need in that community. It needs to be unique. It needs to have signature experiences that reflect its unique voice in the marketplace. It needs to be internationally minded. It needs to understand the global world and where it's positioned. Most important, you need to connect directly with your clientele, which is the parents. We take pride in being very good operators of schools that don't just focus on profit, but focus on education quality. That's what makes a difference. The truth is, parents very quickly get cynical about operators that are just focused on profit. They'll see straight through it. They know that if you are building a legacy and a future for their children, that's the kind of school they want to attend. That's the kind of school that's going to be successful, and it's going to satisfy a need. So open a school, build a legacy. That's what's going to make a difference for the future, and that's what's going to make a difference about your school and make it different.